What's going on, guys? It's Pasty Tacos here, and today we're going to be looking at my top 5 favorite White Sox players of all time. And yeah, so this is probably going to be a good list for me, but not a good list for like every person I know. But yeah, I'm just going to be ranking my top 5 favorite White Sox players of all time. And I'm not going to be judging it off anything, I might, but just the players who I like the best and the people who I think really stood out on the team. Or not even stood out, it's just the people who are good and I like them and they had a good attitude. And just my top 5 favorite White Sox players of all time. So I hope you guys enjoy this list, and let's get right into number 5. So coming in at number 5, my list of my top 5 favorite White Sox players, it's Big Bobby Jenks, and I've always really liked him as a player. I mean, he was definitely the good fit for our closer role back in the glory days, and he was a good guy off the field. He was very a friendly guy. He was just a really good pitcher in general. He was the White Sox closer for the World Series. He could hit triple digits with his fastball, which is really good for a closer. And he had just nasty off-speed things that he would throw, and he would make batters look stupid. And it was just it was funny. But then he started slowing down, and he went to the Red Sox. But he'll always be remembered as the World Series closer for the White Sox, and what a dominant force he was in the glory days. And that's why Bobby Jenks is my number 5 favorite White Sox player of all time. On to number 4. Coming in at number 4 on my list is another player from the 2005 World Series team. It's Joe Clutch Crede, and it's Joe Crede. And he's always one of my favorite players. He was probably, I think, the first White Sox jersey I got, his name on the back. Not just anything to do with his name being Joe. But, he was a good player. He had a good attitude. He was a good fielder. He could hit the ball anywhere he really wanted to. He didn't really hit too many home runs, but he could place the ball. He was an amazing fielder. Like I just said, good guy off the field, and his name was Joe, so he kind of got some bonus points with me there. And I thought he was kind of under-recognized, if that makes sense, but he wasn't too under-recognized in that sense because he was a pretty big part of the 2005 World Series team, and that's why I have Joe Crede coming into my number 4 on number 3. Coming in at number 3 on my list is the Condor, Southpaw, Chris Sale, strikeout king of the White Sox, and I'm going to go on for a long time about this one. Chris Sale, he's always one of my favorite players because he was the best player that we've raised in this modern generation. I don't want to put him quite next to Mark Burley, but he's definitely up there. But he throws the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, follows it up with the 70-mile-an-hour slider that I think he's hit 5 people and he struck them out at the same time of hitting them, which is incredible of how dirty a pitcher he is. And a lot of people don't like him because of the jersey thing, and it's who cares about that, honestly. And I was upset when he got traded to the Red Sox. Even though the prospect haul and everything we got, it's just losing him. That hurt. That was upsetting. Man, he was, he's definitely going to always be one of my favorite players. I'll definitely still watch the Red Sox games to keep up with him. And when he plays the White Sox, he'll probably get a giant standing ovation from everyone at the cell. I know it's called Guaranteed Rate Field, but I like Chris Sale. He's a good player, a good person, and that's why he's coming in at number 3 on my list. And amazing player, and I'm number 2. So coming in at number 2 on my list is the White Sox, previous White Sox, second baseman Gordon Beckham. And a lot of you are probably like, why Gordon Beckham? He was kind of the one-hit wonder. He did good for a season and kind of fell off from there. But the reason why he's my number 2 favorite player is because I always liked him, because I was at his first major league game, and I was following him and stuff before then, and I've always just been a big fan of his. I like his ethic on and off the field. I remember when he would make like those good plays at second base, and I was pretty upset when he got traded to the Braves, but then they brought him back and he got traded again, and now we believe he's on the Giants. But that's good for him, and I always really liked him as a player and a person off the field, and I have a ball that he hit at his first game, so a foul ball, but and on to number 1 in my list of my top 5 favorite White Sox players. And finally, coming in at number 1 on my list is the captain of the White Sox for, I don't know, the past, I would say, like 15 years, and in 2014 he retired, but Paul Konerko, Paulie, I think he's a lot of people's favorite player, just because, like, the ethic and the amount of, like, support and love he had for the game, especially being in the White Sox for 15 years. He did get drafted by the Dodgers. Worst trade ever, the Dodgers giving him the White Sox, but good trade for us. Captain of the World Series. He wasn't the MVP. I think he was close to hitting 500 homers. Good career batting average. Good first baseman. Everything about him was he was a good player. He has a really good motivation off the field. He's looking into maybe becoming a manager for the White Sox, the manager, which would be nice because he's Paulie. And he's been in the organization my whole life, and I've always really liked him as a player and a person off the field, and I hope he gets some manager spots. And that's why he's my favorite player ever in the Chicago White Sox organization. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video on my top 5 favorite White Sox players of all time. And if you're a Cubs fan and you're salty, that's all right. You can keep being that way. And honorable mentions are Adam Eaton, Todd Frazier, Mark Burley, and Jermaine Dye. And I like all those guys, but not enough room in the list. And this video is also sponsored by Farmhouse Bread, so you can check out their website or your grocery store. Use code PASTY for 10% off.